Yeah. Let's see construction, baby.
Hello YouTube Strat people. Thank you so much for participating in my little riddle or comparison test thingy. I was blown away how many of you actually listened and gave comments, and we have some serious data here. My lovely assistant Leslie, analyzed all the data we have now from the comments, and some guy was, a little bit of an ass and said, "Hey, just play the guitars. I don't want to guess." That was the whole idea. A blind test. You see a picture, which guitar is it? Now, I'm amazed and also surprised, which is kind of the same thing, I guess, by some of the results. We had a 99 euro Harley Benton. It doesn't get cheaper than that. We had an American Strat with custom pickups, custom electronics, and we had a California-made, handmade LSL Super Boutique 3000 euro Strat. And the question is, could you hear the difference? And a lot of you guessed right when it comes to which one was the Harley Benton. What I didn't tell you in the setup for the video was that, this one has kind of old strings, and these strings, they're okay. This one obviously brand new strings, but also both of these 10 gauge, this 9 gauge. So if you heard, however you heard that, I don't think I would have heard that. If you heard the sound to be a tiny bit thinner, then it was probably because the strings were 9s. But who cares? The way that they sounded in the video, let's just say, was equal. Fuck the strings. What we got? We have 3 tracks, 3 guitars. Track 1, in fact, was this puppy. It was the Fender. We have about equal confusion about which guitar that was. 30% said it's the Harley Benton, 36 guessed correct, and 34 said that it's the LSL. So we definitely have 2% more that guessed right, so we're gonna say you heard correctly, but it was roughly equal, 30, 36, and 34. Now, track 3 was the LSL, and this is where it comes in a little bit interesting. 10%, okay, that's only 10%, but still, 10% of you thought that the track that was played with a 3000 euro Strat was recorded with a 99 euro Strat. Now 10% actually thought this sounded cheap. Could have been my playing, could be many things, but that's what you guessed. Now 53% thought it's the Fender, and only 37% actually heard right. There were some people who actually gave reasons why they thought, and some guys said, well, both have maple fingerboards, and I thought that track 2, which was the Harley Benton, sounded a bit darker. You all used different kind of criteria, which is very interesting. But again, 10% thought that the very expensive guitar actually was the cheap one. And now what's really interesting is 60% guessed right. Track number 2 is the Harley Benton. Okay, 60% thought they heard the cheap guitar. What we have to say to that is, several of you said, but I'm not sure. I think it's the Harley Benton, but it still sounds pretty amazing. Well, it does. And remember, this is as cheap as it gets, 99 euro for a Strat. The number that is mind-blowing to me is that 28%. Let's call it a third. Can we call that the third? 28? No, 33 is a third. Let's call it a quarter. That a quarter of you, tiny bit more, actually thought that the track recorded with the 99 euro guitar was recorded with the 3,000 euro guitar. 28% thought track number 2, which was in fact the Harley Benton, was recorded with the LSL. And that is just mind-blowing to me. So if a quarter of you think that this thing sounds as good as a 3,000 euro guitar, even if it doesn't in detail, okay? Even if that is not the case, that's mind-blowing. That means if you don't have the money to buy a 3,000 euro guitar, and you might otherwise maybe go for the 1,000 euro guitar, you might consider the 99 euro guitar, since it seems to get damn close to the 3,000 euro guitar. Now obviously, there is a feel, and not how it feels, but there's a... Congo, we're not playing with the ball right now. Congo wants to play with the ball. Do what Bruno does, just lie there. Show Congo. Congo, we're not playing with the ball. We're talking about strats, yeah. Okay, thank you. There's a feel, not in terms of playability, but of course in terms of how you feel about it. You've saved up money, you buy this, you know it's handmade in the US, it's got all the cracks and dings and all the niceties, and that makes you approach the instrument differently, that makes you play it differently. And obviously it is a great instrument. No one will deny LSL how great they are. But when it comes to just having a usable instrument, holy flying crap, this Harley Benton 99 euro guitar is just amazing. I've had several players in the studio here and gave them the guitar and let them play when we talk about playability. And they're all like, yeah, this is really cool and what a sound. And then I switched to this one. And they expected there to be a big difference in playability and in sound. And every single player, their jaw dropped and they were like, yeah, it just feels the same. I'm still as comfortable as on this one. And that is really the amazing thing about especially this Harley Benton model. From moment one, you don't feel as if it's a cheap guitar. Not how it sounds, not how it feels, not how it looks, not how it plays. I've had a lot of student-grade guitars, beginner guitars, even up to, you know, a lot more money than this, maybe up to 500 euro. These Harley Benton guitars feel mature. They feel like a real instrument, not something a beginner would play. You probably have to feel it for yourself, because I can't hand this to you, you know, it doesn't work, or take my word for it. Now, completely insane what they're selling for 99 euro. I think this test showed, again, 60% of you heard the difference, but did it actually sound bad? Or could you just tell the difference in minute details? Some of you thought that this was this, and that's just crazy. So, if you're interested in this thing, I will have a full demo of it. You've already heard it, but there's more tracks that I've recorded with it. Actually, check out the Movall demos that are uploading right now. Actually all the Movall demos are all recorded with Harley Benton guitars. Crazy, the new Movall demos for the Minotaur, the Octopus, the Coral Mermaid, the Van Golem, the ICAD, and the Plexitroll. And if you're interested in this, do me a favor. Use my link under the video and buy it through that, because I get some points at THOMANN. Now I know what you're saying. You're gonna say, well, but if you get points at THOMANN, then you have to say it's good. I would never do that. If this was a piece of crap, I would tell you. They could pay me $1 million. I don't care. Because it's my responsibility to you to be honest. And you know, you see it in my face if I'm not having fun with an instrument. Okay? These eyes cannot lie. Seriously. So, thank you for participating. And watch on my channel. Watch out, because the demos are coming. But why is my girlfriend laughing her balls off? For some reason, I don't know why she's laughing. I don't know. See ya.